Hey guys, this is Coach John, and I wanted to just take a moment to point out foot position and shoulder position as far as the angle to the throw that I've been talking to Peyton and Ian about this weekend, and I found a really good example where both Ian and Peyton are in the same shot with Luke and Andrew, two of the quarterbacks that I work with. And in this drill, we're doing a flat and a curl up here. So the right receiver inside is doing a flat, and he's doing a curl at 15. And the whole point of this is to read the defensive back and to isolate and to overload that defensive back who's out here. If he steps back to take the curl, then you hit the underneath route. If he steps forward to take the underneath route, you hit the curl. Okay, it's as simple as that. So there's a lot of timing to this. And part of the timing is getting back 1, 2, 3, and then your one step to your throw. Okay, so a quarterback has to be coming back quickly, and then on that first step is when he has to make the throw, because you have to either hit it here or you have to hit it here, and you can't be late, especially if you hit it here and you don't throw it on a rope, or you throw it too high or too late. The defensive back could come up and make a play on that ball, intercept it, and there you go. Okay, so with this, I'm going to show you, this is Luke. I'm going to take a look through his steps. I'm going to take a look at Andrew's, the next quarterback that I coach, look at Peyton, and then Ian. Okay, so Luke, when he hikes the ball, you'll see that he takes the first step before the ball even hits his hands. Okay, you contrast that with the quarterback that's next to him, and you can see that Luke's already into his drop. He's received the ball, and he's then going to get his eyes up. Immediately his eyes up to make a look at where that DB is. Okay. On top of that, he's going to be put in a positive position to throw that ball by the time this inside guy is in his break, or the 15-yard curl is where it's at. Okay. So he comes back 1, 2, 3, and at this point he pretty much knows what he's going to take. He takes one step, one jog step, and he's turned his body. So this is key. So he takes that step, he knows where he's going underneath, and he's turned his body for a positive position to make a good throw. His hips are ready, they're pointed in the right direction, his shoulders are ready, and his feet are ready. Okay. The one change I will make on him is that his foot is turned kind of inside rather than being pointed at where he's throwing, but for now, it worked out okay for him. Okay, so with that in mind, he steps forward, comes over the top with the ball, nice on the rope throw, and pretty much puts it right there exactly where he was looking. Okay, so with having your hips, your feet, and shoulders in that pointed same direction, like we talked about, using that and angling them to where you're throwing, he basically is just playing catch with a guy who's standing out there in front of him. There's no trickery to it. There's nothing, he doesn't ever wonder if he's going to get a ball out there. As long as he's doing his steps correctly, he's got his hips and his shoulders pointed correctly before the throw, it's not a mystery throw at all, and usually he's going to make that throw. One thing I wanted to point out with the other quarterback here is that Luke's already made his throw, and it's pretty much all the way to its target before the other quarterback releases his ball. So this is basically, this could be, you could look at this as a late throw. Okay, that the wide receiver is already standing out there, he's already made his break, he's already settled, and then the ball's released, and that is and it's also a very high throw. So in this situation, it's kind of a late ball. The safety could come over, and potentially make a play on it, depending on the defense and so forth. And that's why getting out of your stance quickly, like Luke does here, he steps as he's receiving the ball, he's ready to go, and you make one jog step and throw. You've made your decision, go take care of business, and there you go. Okay, so now let's move on to Andrew. Andrew is also a quarterback that I've been working with that used to not take that first step, but when we played on a select team together with Luke, he learned very quickly that if he didn't take that step, he'd be out of sync with his receivers, and in most times he would actually get hit more often and sacked. So as you see when he takes a snap here, that he'll start to step. He doesn't step as soon as Luke does, but he's actually faster than Luke with his feet, so he kind of makes up for that. He's got a great second step. So, he's just really good with his footwork, whereas Luke is just really good with his footwork, and he's great with his footwork. He's really a fast athlete, so he makes up with it. But as you can see, he's already into his drop. This quarterback really isn't into his drop yet. Comes back, plants one jog, and he's throwing on that jog, and now he's set himself up for the same way. His feet are pointed correctly, first step looks good, hips and shoulders, and now he's going to make a positive throw right out here. He's just playing catch. Again, there's no mystery to where this throw is going at all. So I'm going to play that. Comes over the top, nice throw, got the arm up, and that's exactly where he was looking. Good throw, good timing, was on time. Okay, so also take a look at his arm position. Nice and high, coming down over the top. And so if he's playing against J.J. Watt someday, you know, he might have an opportunity to get it over him, which I doubt, though. J.J. is just really tall. Anyway, but that my point is that it's a good release. He's coming down right in front of him. There's no mystery as to where this ball is going to go. Okay, good. It's good on timing, gets the ball to the kid. The other receiver can actually make a play and get upfield. Okay, so now let's get on to Peyton. All right, now Peyton's a really good athlete. He's got good steps here. So if we could just add, you know, stepping out quickly, all right, instead of waiting for the ball, go ahead and step right about there. Start stepping back so that you're receiving and stepping. Come back. Good. Second step, and then a good jog step. All right, so now you're getting ready to throw. Now the first part of this is that this is what I was trying to talk about on Saturday and Sunday about getting your shoulders, you know, pointed in a direction of where you're going to throw. Now it is true right here your shoulders are, but your first step has drifted out this way, as you can see. So essentially you're still pointed at the front line here. All right, instead of having your foot inside here and being pointed exactly where you're throwing. All right, so that's part of it. And then on top of that, your hips are already out of alignment, so you can kind of take your hips out of the equation of being able to get velocity on this ball. It's basically going to be your arm strength and, you know, your right side of your body doing the work here, the workload. Okay, so move forward in the frames, and then we get the ball out there, and the ball does get out there because you know Peyton is very athletic. You know, his brain takes care of business, gets the ball out to him, and the receiver makes a catch and makes a play. Okay, now the thing is that if you were able to get your feet, your shoulders, and your hips corrected, you could get a lot of velocity on this ball, and instead of it being floated, you could actually get this thing on a rope, make it a dart, and so that the DB doesn't have any chance at getting to it. But as it is, it's up here, it's floated and comes back down, and that's just time, and that time is that time that he can come up and make a play. Okay, so let's take a look at your arm position. Now this is another thing we talked about briefly, but getting your arm over the top or up high so you can come down in front of you to make an accurate throw. Right now we've created this triangle. This is where you're looking. This is where the ball is, you know, and this is the distance between the ball and your head. And it's a lot harder for your brain to take care of throwing a triangle like this on a sidearm throw than it is if you come over the top and just throw straight in front of you. Okay, so right here you won't be able to make consistent throws. You know, you would struggle to be a very consistent passer if your arm is out here like this, rather than coming over the top with the same motion, getting your hips, your shoulders, and your feet all pointed in the right direction. So that's what we're really working toward, is getting everything consistently pointed in the right direction and the ball to be released high and straight. And that way you can get a lot of velocity on that ball and get it right to that guy on a rope. Okay, so move on. Now let's take a look at Ian. Let's see, they switched lines. Okay, get past him. Now here's Ian. Okay, so Ian could also take that first step. He needs to, when the ball's about here, he needs to start stepping back with that right foot. Okay, because what we're doing is we're wasting time on a hop. Okay, Andrew used to do that. My other quarterback, he used to do this hop when he got the ball, and he couldn't figure out, since he was such a faster runner than Luke was, why he would get tackled and Luke wouldn't get tackled. And it was the exact same thing. He would hop as he was getting the ball. So what you need to do is get rid of that hop, When the ball's about right here, start stepping back with that right foot and go on back. So here we go. Now this is a good drop. Second step looks good. Now you plant and you take one jog step and then a second one and you fire. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is really good. Your front foot is pretty much pointed where you're looking. That's good. Your hips are ready to go in the right direction. Shoulder, and this is good. I really like this. So let's take a look at the throw. Now you throw the ball and it goes where you're looking, and this is all very good. Okay, nice job. Now one of the things that that's a problem with it though is that you take 1-2 jog steps rather than coming back 1, 2, 3, plant and throw. Okay, making that first jog step your actual throw. And the reason is because of timing. This would have worked out okay because you look at your receiver, he's at 5, now he's at 10-ish. Now if you're stepping forward right there on a throw, the ball's in the air and it's getting to him as he's making his break, and instead of him waiting or drifting like that, you know, he gets the ball and the safety doesn't get to come over and make a play. Okay, so try to come back 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, plant and throw on that first step. So the good thing is that you have your, like you said, you've got your feet, your body turned, and you've got your shoulders in the direction you want to go. So you have a lot of opportunity here to rip that ball with your entire body. You can see that good rip. You got your midsection going, your chest coming through, you pulling your arm in for that centrifugal force. Nice high release. Okay, boom. So if we get that extra jog step out of there, that's a much different completion. Okay, and so that looks good. All right guys, hopefully that helps, and I will see you on Saturday.